Today, I'm fanning the flames in the Southwest. I'm slow roasting lamb for a mouth-watering feast in Nevada, and I'll be smoking pork butts and ribs for Tennessee-style barbecue right here in the desert in Arizona. First, a legendary pitmaster carries on a Southern family tradition. No, Jim, that's some sexy meat right there. Where the only seasoning is smoke. What? And the taste is pure Tennessee. It's about the meat and the smoke. Then we're getting lucky in Las Vegas. Today, I got my money on black. With a portable rig that holds a jackpot of meat. It's the perfect bite. I'm in Chandler, Arizona, because apparently some of the best Tennessee-style barbecue is on the other side of the country. The restaurant is called West Alley Barbecue, and they've got pulled pork, Memphis-style ribs, and smoked bologna. So classic Tennessee-style barbecue in the heart of the Southwest? I mean, there's only one way to find out. Let's check it out. To find out why he brought Tennessee barbecue across the country, I'm gonna sit down with West Alley's owner, Bardo Brantley. So Bardo, where you from, man?
Jackson, Tennessee is where I was born and raised. About a mile away from one of the best barbecue restaurants I've still to this day ever had, Brothers Barbecue. Jim Dandy was the pit master.
And now come full circle, you in a business with Jim Dandy.
Yeah. I said, Jim, listen, we need to open a barbecue restaurant, okay? 90 days we had a barbecue restaurant open.
And that was in Tennessee?
That was in Tennessee. Then opened another one in Arizona about 4 months ago.
All right, so how do I get to meet this mythical figure, this Mr. Jim Dandy?
Follow the smoke.
All right, thanks, man.
Thanks, man.
Yo, Jim Dandy, what's up?
What's up with you, man?
What's a Tennessee barbecue legend like you doing out here in the desert?
Cooking barbecue.
You're dedicated.
Dedicated. It's in my blood.
Focus.
It's in my blood. I started when I was 11, 12 cooking barbecue, man.
Really? Who you learn from?
My old man.
He taught you the ropes?
Taught me the ropes.
All right, so Jim Dandy, we got a couple pits here. What's the dimensions on these pits?
24 long and like 4 wide.
So these are the kind of pits that you came up on, learning?
These kind of pits we came up on.
It looks like it's cement blocks on the outside, fire brick on the inside, and then all the steel
All
kind of
that steel
reinforcing and
keep all the heat in there.
so it gives you a little extra layer of protection.
Exactly.
Are you building the fire down in the bottom there?
I build the fire at the front of it, the bottom there, and the heat circulate come this way.
Oh, so you put it towards one end?
Yeah.
Okay, so I get this. Instead of having an offset box that's outside of the main pit, what Jim Dandy does is he builds the fire off to one side of the pit. So he's able to maintain kind of like an offset feel inside of a direct heat box environment. And then this rack is on like it goes up and down?
It controls how fast I want to cook my meat.
So that's how you control temperature,
Right.
raising and lowering like that.
Right.
All right, so what are we cooking today?
We were cooking pork butts and baby back ribs. And the pork butts, I use it to make my big Jim Dandy with.
The Big Jim Dandy?
Yeah.
So they name a sandwich after you?
Right. You got a thick piece of bologna, you got your barbecue on top, you got your slaw, and you got your mild sauce.
So do we get to light up both these pits?
Both of them. I do the pork shoulders on this, and I do the ribs on this one.
All right, let's do it, man. Let's get some coals going.
Okay.
So we're going in with this almond wood, right?
Almond wood.
You know, a lot of pit masters like that oak and hickory and stuff, and I'm down with that too, but I really love these fruit and these nut woods. It just adds a different twang to the meat. All right, my favorite part of the day, get to light it up. That fire's looking real good right now. How do you know when it's ready to start cooking?
When the coals get white around the edges,
And what kind of temperature is that?
maybe around 225, 250.
All right, so what we do in the meantime? Maybe season up some meat?
I don't season meat.
What?
That's why I would tell my old man we don't season meat.
Well, you know, you go to a lot of parts of the South, like Tennessee, for instance, and the smoke is the seasoning. It's about pure meat flavor, pure smoke flavor, and maybe they'll mess with a little sauce after that. But that's basically the tradition, right?
That's basically what it is.
All right, we're gonna let this get up to 225, get some white hot coals, then we load our meat. All right, and down at the end over the direct heat, are we putting any pork butts down there?
Don't put no pork buck over there because you go over direct heat, and if you don't watch it, you're gonna burn your meat on the bottom.
Well, we got wall-to-wall pork butts over there. Time to load these ribs?
All we gotta do, load the bone down first.
Get those baby back ribs on there. All right, let's drop it down. but we can't take a break. We have to flip them every hour. So the fat side of these pork butts are starting to take on kind of like a honey color, but this meat is still quite raw. We got to finish this cook. All right, man, so this is looking good for the flip after the hour, right?
You're right, but let's do less talking and more flipping. How's it?
Just got in trouble. The ribs are gonna soak up smoke for 3 more hours. The butts will take 7 or 8, and I'm gonna work up an appetite. We got some ribs that have been cooking for about 4 hours. We got some pork butts that have been cooking about 8 or 9 hours.
Right.
It's all smoky. I'd love to get under there and check it out.
All we gotta do is raise the hood and see it.
All right, let's see. Yo, how's it looking back there, boss?
Hey, looking good back here.
Nice. Yeah, check out the color on those ribs. Those ribs have taken on a really nice color right there, and the meat is starting to pull away from the bone. And of course, these pork butts back here, it's kind of rendered all the flavor from cooking on the bone, and the outside is taking on a kind of nice bark, a nice crust on the outside. So how do I get some of this in my face? Because this is looking good. I just want to eat those ribs straight off the pit.
You can taste the rib, but the pork I got to save because I got to make my Big Jim Dandy with that.
So that's the sandwich that he's so famous for that they named it after him. Okay, well, if we're going to do that, then I'll wait for the ribs and maybe put a little sauce on it, too.
That'll work.
All right, let's get this off, man. I'm getting hungry. All right, the tease is finally coming to an end, man. How we get this going with this pork butt, your Jim Dandy sandwich, and these ribs?
Okay, you're going to do your rib, you do your dry rub, and you put your hot barbecue sauce on it.
So what's in this rub right here?
That's brown sugar and chili powder.
Oh, so you bring a little sweetness to it, a little chili to it.
Yeah.
And what is this? It's a very thin barbecue sauce.
That's the way Tennessee barbecue sauce is.
Nice, and that's a vinegar-based thing,
vinegar
right?
based.
What else is in there? Vinegar, what else?
Vinegar and this and that.
Yeah, this and that.
This and that.
Vinegar and this and that. All right, so what you got going on down there with your pork butt?
Gonna make a Big Jim Dandy out of here.
Okay, that's a good idea. How about I make one for me, I make one for you, and I make one for your homie Bardo.
Okay, that'll work. You do your bologna?
Some of that thick cut bologna like that. Check that out. Well, did you fry these up on the griddle or something?
No, it's deep fried.
All right, that's cool, man.
Okay, and next, you're gonna take your barbecue.
You know what I like about this? You see how it's kind of concave in there and form a little well? When you put the barbecue inside that well,
It's gonna stay there.
it just stay there. Okay, what's next?
All right, you do your slaw next.
This is some good down-home slaw. Cabbage, carrots, mayonnaise in there too, a little vinegar.
Now you throw your whiskey barbecue sauce on it. Vinegar with the rye whiskey in it now.
Rye whiskey.
Right.
Man, this is getting better by the second. A little salt and pepper on that, just a little sprinkling.
Top it off with the bun.
All right, well, let's go meet Bardo out back and let's eat up some of this delicious porky goodness, man. We got a lot to eat. All right, man, it's like Tennessee barbecue wonderland right here.
This is a festival. Okay. Look at that.
Get your taste bud.
Very succulent, rich, smoky flavor. But then you get the acid from that vinegar sauce, that thin vinegar sauce, so it feels light, but it cuts through that fat and that smoke without hiding the flavor of the meat. This is really a magical thing. Big Jim Dandy, I think it's only right that I'm with Big Jim Dandy.
There we go.
And I get to eat a Big Jim Dandy.
Oh, wow.
And that pork butt is nice and tender. You know, it's already a very flavorful, tender cut if you cook it properly. But the outside has like a rich depth of color and flavor. And then the meat on the inside is really, really tender and moist. And I gotta tell you, man, with that sauce and the combination of everything in here, that's a great afternoon right here. You happy with that?
I'm happy with it. I'm always happy with it because I'm cooking. And
Wow.
that's what I remember back home.
Yeah. You know, what's really crazy is that you come from different families and now you've reconnected on a whole other part of the country doing what you know and love from the same town in Tennessee.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think our dads might be living vicariously through these moments. So that's pretty awesome.
There's something to that.
So can we get you back to Arizona?
If you continue to feed me, I'll come back.
All the food's on me.
Next, a movable feast in Sin City.
Look at that, beautiful lamb. You know, already some of that fat's just starting to drip. Gorgeous. Some folks come to Sin City for the casinos and the shows. Me, I'm here to win big off the strip. I'm meeting Justin Kingsley Hall. He created
Celebrate
a unique
Ramadan
food event called
with
Whiskey
Asian
in the
Food
Wilderness. A group of chefs get together and cook with live fire in the great outdoors. Justin had this custom rig built for his annual event, but today he set it up in a buddy's backyard, and he's cooking for his family and friends. So that's where I want to be. Let's check it out. You know, Justin, I'm feeling pretty lucky out here, man. It's a beautiful day, beautiful backyard. Only thing we're missing is some smoke and fire, my friend.
Well, that's what we're about to get started for you. We're gonna be hanging about 6 legs of lamb, 15 pounds of butternut squash in the cold, right on some baskets hanging off the A-frame. We're gonna do some nice baby carrots, and then just cook throughout the day.
But this is a different kind of contraption here. Looks like a swing set, you know? Except I'm missing the seats.
Well, I mean, really the idea was a swing set. Fold it up, put it in the back of your car, start a fire, you got a dinner.
And that's what you do basically with like Whiskey in the Wilderness, right?
Whiskey in the Wilderness really was kind of inspired by, you know, my love of cooking, community, people sitting around a fire, being away from the strip, the restaurants, resorts, and it gets everybody to kind of get closer together and talk to one another.
All right, so how are we getting started out here, man?
First, we're gonna build the mother fire over there.
Yep.
Nice hot feeder fire, coals and wood, and that's gonna feed the rest of the fire throughout the day. So we're gonna start with the kindling, then we're gonna go ahead and add on a few logs of Mexican white oak, and then after that, we're gonna tuck a little bit of charcoal in. So it's all about building layers.
You know what I love about this oak like this, man, is, you know, first of all, it's plentiful around here, but also it burns nice and even temperatures, and it's not too strong a flavor, so you can taste like the lamb or the butternut squash, you know? All right, that looks great, man. You said you like to hit it with some charcoal?
Well, we want to get this to be a good, long, hot burn, and that's what the charcoal's gonna do for us.
All right, today, I got my money on black. All right, my favorite part of the day, light it up. Man, that wood was really dry. It caught really quickly. You know, there's a nice smoke and a good amount of heat coming off this already. This is gonna be a good cookout. But we also gotta put some logs down here, yeah? How many?
We're gonna start laying some wood right here. It's linking it as we go.
Just kind of making sure that the wood will catch onto the next piece.
Well, we want to keep this nice wall of heat all around the meat, so it's kind of like enclosing it.
I'd say that log setup with the charcoal there is gonna really catch good off that feeder fire once you start feeding coals, yeah?
Yeah, Roger, the swing set is ready for that hot fire.
Look at that. Already, that smoke and those flames right there are catching those other logs and that charcoal. So how long before we got coals here?
We're gonna need about 2 hours to really let these things cook down.
But this buys us a little bit of time to go prep some food, yeah?
Exactly.
Let's go. Yo, Justin, man, I'm very excited about this. Lamb is one of my favorite meats. I'm not shy with flavor, but I can tell, because I'm a lamb fan, that you've done something to this lamb because it doesn't have its normal color.
We go ahead and soak it overnight in a little bit of red wine. So in this case, we use Syrah, something that's peppery, bold, something that's gonna tenderize the meat, help the cooking process, all good things.
Okay, I see you've trussed it here with some butcher's twine and you steel wire so we can hang it. But on the inside, there's a pretty large slit. You took out the bone?
Yeah, so what we do is we cut out that bone, kind of helps a little bit with the cooking time, but it also creates a cavity that we can go ahead and stuff all this other flavor in. Some salt, pepper, garlic, lemon, and then we've got some nice oregano and thyme, things that really match the flavor of lamb.
All right, so how do you like to go? Heavy with the salt, light with the salt in there?
I like to go take this nice large flakes out and really pack it into the lamb.
And some pepper, you said, too?
Definitely. This long cooking process, you don't want to season it too lightly or you're going to lose all that flavor.
All right, and so how many of these cloves of garlic do you want to put in there?
It's a good handful, I think. Lemons, we're just going to do a few of those. Give them a nice squeeze, start releasing some of those juices.
And then you have some thyme and some oregano, yeah?
Yeah.
These are some of the perfect herbs for lamb. All right, now do we season all the outside evenly as well?
We're just going to go with a little bit of salt.
Nice, look at that. It's already looking gorgeous. We got 2 done. We got to finish up these 4 and get them over the fire. Look at that, beautiful lamb on the hooks. You know, already some of that fat's just starting to drip, but the aroma is incredible. And how long are you gonna let this cook like this?
It's gonna be about a 4 to 5 hour process. So we're gonna kind of move it around the fire, a few different spots, every half hour, 45 minutes. Make sure you get that nice, even cooking.
All right, this is only the beginning. You know, we got the lamb, those butternut squash, and of course, we gotta hang those carrots. This is gonna be a delicious meal.
We got a lot of people to feed, Roger.
Let's do it, man.
Celebrate Ramadan with Asian Food Network. Time for some fasting and self-reflection, followed by delicious treats for everyone.
This is so delicious.
So join the expert chefs as they create recipes that are fun and quick.
Super easy for you to make to impress your loved ones.
Because cooking a feast shouldn't be time-consuming.
So excited!
Ramadan Delights starts 6th April on the Asian Food Network.
I'm Jeremy Wade. I'm searching the world to bring you the most iconic and baffling underwater mysteries known to science.
I almost feel like an astronaut landing on the moon.
It's a dangerous, unexplored frontier that swallows evidence.
We know more about the face of Mars than we do our deepest oceans.
Where unknown is normal and understanding is rare.
Mysteries of the Deep premieres Thursday, 8th April on Discovery Science.
Ever wondered where the food on your table came from? Meet the people with the green thumbs, the ones who harness the gift of nature. Witness their amazing journey of creating food. Food Producer, Thursdays on the Asian Food Network.
I'm out here with my man Justin Kingsley Hall in Las Vegas, Nevada. We're cooking on this custom swing set right now. We got 6 lamb legs on there, right? And what have we done to it, Justin?
We went ahead and marinated them overnight in red wine. Then after that, we started to stuff them with a lot of beautiful Mediterranean flavors.
And of course, we're going with this saltwater solution here, spritzing it every half hour to hour to maintain the moisture, but also seasoning the meat at the same time. Now it's time to rotate, yeah?
Want to make sure we keep that even color all the way through.
Man, you got hands of steel there, bro.
Spend enough time out in the fires, you kind of build thick skin.
We also got to do butternut squash and carrots, yeah?
Yeah, we need a full menu.
All right, let's get that over here. So we got butternut squash here, which I'm really familiar with, carrots, which I'm familiar with, but these ones are a little bit different. What's that all about?
These are baby globe carrots. So they're a little sweeter than your normal carrots, and of course the shape and size, they're a little more uniform, a little more round, and even texture all the way through. Put a little olive oil, salt on them, and then go onto the fire.
So what are we gonna do with this butternut squash?
Straight into the fire. Get a nice char on the outside, trap all that moisture on the inside, so crack it right open, then build our salad on the inside.
Man, I'm loving this little cage basket here. Because it's aerated like this, the heat and the smoke is going to get to that veg. Let's get those butternut squash right on those coals.
About every 20 minutes, we're gonna rotate them until they're nice and we can stick a knife into them.
Awesome, looks good. So how far away from me actually eating this meal?
We're about an hour away from a great party, Roger.
All right, man, this thing looks spectacular. How you want to bring this salad together?
We're just gonna take the butternut squash and cut it right down the center, and then we're gonna start plating the pea shoots inside. A little bit of olive oil, lemon juice, salt, pepper.
And we got a fresh white goat cheese here. All right, and for a little crunch, a little mix of pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, and some peanuts. All right, so how do you like to do this carrot salad?
We're gonna coat them in a little bit of the harissa.
Now, harissa is a North African spice paste. There's garlic, coriander, cumin, a lot of warm, earthy spices that add a lot of depth to these carrots.
Lay them down on the coriander cream, and then just garnish with the sunflower seeds and mint.
This looks incredible. The lamb is cooked to perfection. Think your friends will appreciate that?
I think they're gonna love it, Roger.
Yeah?
Yep.
Let's see. Y'all ready to eat? Yeah! Woo! I guess they're ready to eat. Come on up! Help yourself to carrots down here, don't be shy.
Smells tremendous.
All right, let's get a taste, yeah? I'm gonna get in this lamb, man, because that looks delicious. You get some of that inside with the black pepper, and it's been infused with the citrus, the herbs. I gotta tell you, it is spectacular. It just has that gentle, very gentle kiss of the Mexican oak. You're not even getting strong smoke. That's some delicious lamb right there. So, yo, let's try some of this squash, yeah? You know, I love it, man. That goat cheese got that little tang that offsets the sweetness from the pea tendrils. Man, it's a delicious, delicious bite. All right, let's try some of these carrots, man. Those carrots are really nice and sweet. That's no joke. But what really takes it over the top is that harissa.
Get a little bit of that heat.
Simple, local ingredients, great, bright flavors, just cooked properly. I like your style. I like your style, homie. That right there is what's on point. Love it. Top-tier barbecue is all about science, engineering, and a whole lot of heat. Today, I'm learning from pitmasters who combine all three to cook world-class Q. First up, school's in session in North Carolina, where the son of a scientist packs a Puerto Rican punch into crispy whole hog Q. Yeah! Check that out! Using 2 custom-built creations. Then, we meet a French chef turned pitmaster. He's built a portable cooking contraption, and today he's firing it up at a vineyard in Virginia. It's all about the chicken and broccoli. We're roasting chicken coated in butter and spices and then glazing them with a creamy white sauce. I'm in North Carolina heading to a spot called Prime Barbecue. And I know that sounds like a restaurant, but it's actually a school, and their curriculum is Q. The principal of Prime Barbecue is Christopher Prieto. Everyone from novices to well-seasoned pitmasters come here to increase their knowledge on different regional styles of barbecue. And the campus is actually a cabin on a lake in Knightdale. Now that's my kind of classroom. Just when I think I've absorbed everything there is to know about cooking over live fire, here you come along, literally ready to school me on new ways to do things, you know?
Yeah, well, with barbecue, there's always a new way to learn. That came a lot from all my years of experience of traveling the country myself and just learning it from different pit masters. But most importantly, it came from my father. You know, my father is not a barbecue guy. He's a scientist. And he taught me to look at barbecue in a new light.
Well, what are we cooking today?
Well, today's lesson is going to be Eastern Carolina-style hog with a little bit of a Puerto Rican influence. Nice. So we're cooking on this beautiful Eastern Carolina-style pig. This is just a steel pit. The grates are made of stainless steel. They're an Eastern Carolina style. They cook right over top of coals.
But what's with the bars here?
These bars allow airflow more to those coals, which raises the temperature.
All right, this is really cool, man, because you can start a fire down in here, but I noticed you have a burn barrel around the corner, too.
You're not in Eastern Carolina unless you got a burn barrel.
Well, I'm really excited because he's clearly really passionate about it. How are we going to get started?
So what we're going to go over, fill up some chimneys with charcoal and get started. Well, we put these chimneys on these burners about 4 minutes to get white hot, and then we get rolling. We're gonna put some unlit briquettes in a nice rectangle around that pig, so it's a nice, even burn.
Basically, you're looking for these coals to catch the whole trail, and they'll trail like dominoes this way and that way as it catches.
That's exactly right. What we're gonna do now is put some unlit pecan pieces on each side and then trail it into some wild cherry wood. The cherry wood is really gonna give that deep mahogany color we're gonna get off this pig.
And the more color you get on it, there's actually more complex flavor as well.
Time to close it up and go build that burn barrel. Afterwards, we're gonna start putting the pecan coals that we're gonna make ourselves underneath.
So burn barrel is just a method of being able to make a lot of coals. Basically, you're piling up the wood, letting it burn down, and as it burns down, the wood starts to crumble. And it falls through the grates, and then you draw those coals from underneath there, shovel it out. That's what you're cooking with. Man, I've seen a lot of burn barrels, but you, once again, have revolutionized something that's so rudimentary to barbecue.
We really want to create our own coals, our own variables. I'm looking for a little bit less than a golf ball, a little bit bigger than a marble. That's going to create that nice, consistent heat we're looking for on the pig.
So if you make it like a crosshatch, you'll obviously get smaller pieces of
That's
coals.
correct, yeah.
Once we adjust the grate for the perfect coal size, we load it up with pecan wood and then attach the top of the barrel.
The charcoal we lit earlier is going to last about 3 hours. Then we start lighting these coals.
So now we can prep some pig?
Now we're going to prep the pig.
All right, Christopher, I don't need a barbecue PhD to know that if you're going to make some good barbecue for carnivores, you need good meat. And that right there looks like some good quality meat, dog.
The Berkshire-style hog. And what that means is we have lots of fat. The meat's gonna be rich and nutty and buttery.
All right, so you said we're gonna infuse this with some Puerto Rican flavors, right?
Yeah, so this is a special mojo recipe. Consists of the cilantro, the garlic, the onions, the citrus, the oils. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab these injectors, and we wanna get that flavor nice and deep in these larger cuts.
Step one is a good pig.
That's right.
Step two, inject with the mojo.
Step three is encrusting the inside cavity with the Puerto Rican style rub. Yep. So it's oregano, garlic, salt, and pepper.
So you just want to make sure there's a nice even coverage, of course, yeah?
Yep, just make sure it's nice and even. We're gonna flip this over, give it a nice salt.
Man, that's looking good, man.
Now it's time to get this thing on the cooker. Let's do this. We want to keep this pig on here for about 3 hours.
Yep.
And we're going to maintain a temperature of 275 degrees.
All right, so make sure that we keep that even cooking the whole time. That means we got to prepare ourselves and get that burn barrel going. All right, man, it's my favorite part of the day. We get to light it up.
After we get these coals rendered down, we get that pig flipped, we're gonna make tostones.
Ooh, I love tostones.
It's a fried plantain. We're gonna smash it, double fry it.
Yeah.
It's the perfect vessel to put that pork on and eat.
Class is definitely in session. Yo, let's go prep the rest of that stuff.
Let's do it. In today's lesson, we got a pig under here, Eastern Carolina style, a little bit of a Puerto Rican influence. What we did is we injected it with mojo, then we layered it with a little bit of our Puerto Rican spice rub. We've hit that 3 hour mark. We should see that beautiful color, and we'll go ahead and flip it over.
Yeah! Check that out!
It's taken on this deep, rusty red, almost mahogany kind of color.
Pecan brought the flavor, the cherry wood brought the color. And once we flip these pigs, we're gonna bring those coals.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, go!
Let's do this. We're just gonna sprinkle these coals right under the center of the pig, just to make sure we crisp up that skin really nice.
I love tostones. It's crunchy, it's starchy, it's good by itself as a snack.
It's the perfect, crispy, delicious vessel for our pork today, and I'm gonna show you how to make them.
So this right here is a plantain. beans or a plantain. It's basically like a banana, like you see. And right now it's green. It has a very thick skin. And when it's green like this, it's very high in starch.
We've soaked these in water with some Puerto Rican style adobo. What that means is it does have black pepper, lots of cumin, some citrus notes, and really, really balanced flavor. What we're gonna do is drop it in a 325-degree oil just till they get golden brown. It's gonna be about 2 to 4 minutes.
And that oil temp is perfect. When I drop them in, they should sizzle. All right, so those looking pretty good, huh? Nice and golden and soft.
So we're gonna take one of these after they get to this beautiful golden color, put it right there, and we're gonna smash it.
Boom, it becomes a tostones, just like that.
It's a tostone just like that.
Just like that. You smash, and I'll do the second fry, get them nice and crunchy on the exterior. All right, man, that's looking good. They're like, you hear that? Nice and crunchy, right?
Nice and crunchy. Let's go ahead now and hit it with the adobo.
Yeah, I like you doubling down on that adobo.
All about flavor.
Tender on the inside, crunchy on the outside. Mmm. So much flavor with that adobo. A little sliver of tender inside with a really crunchy exterior. You know, the only thing that's gonna make this better is that pork. See that? Oh my God. That crunchy bits right there are gonna be amazing with this pork.
We remove the skin, and we start pulling off every little section of this pig. And we mix those meats together.
Y'all ready? Yeah! Come on up. You too slow. Let me get in there. Yo, let's cheers some tostones. Let's do a little, you say you got a scoop with it, right?
Yep.
I really love how the tostone goes with the pork because it's starchy. It has a little bit of sweetness to it, but then the adobo on there adds a whole other layer that reinforces all the flavors that are already on the rest of the plate. I definitely could taste the pork.
Yep.
And I get some of that mojo in there, and it cuts that fat, so you're eating this barbecue pork, but it feels very light, very refreshing. It's actually pretty genius. You know, just when I thought I've done so many years of this and I've learned everything, you come along, you show me a few things here, man. Thank you. Thanks for having me, my brother.
Thanks for coming out to class.
Man, I appreciate it. Coming up, that fire's kicking. Let's add some chicken. I'm in Glen Allen, Virginia to meet up with Tuffy Stone. Now, this is a man who truly leaves no stone unturned when it comes to cooking great food. Get this. He's a classically trained French chef, champion pitmaster, cookbook author, caterer, and the owner of a local barbecue chain called Q Barbeque. When he's not tooling around in the kitchen, he's busy building. He's recently built a rig that can roast whole chickens over a wood-burning fire. He's testing it out at James River Cellars Winery, and he's inviting his friends and family for a feast of fowl. Yo, Tuffy, man, I'm already loving what I'm seeing with this pit here. It's like a 6-pointed star meets a merry-go-round. Walk me through it a little bit.
It's constructed of steel and aluminum. I have stainless steel braided cables that are attached to hooks that I can hang the meat from. I've got a wall of cinder blocks around it, a grate down closer to the coals, and it's fired by coals that are gonna come from the burn barrel that we're gonna light later.
I'm getting excited, man. So what are we gonna cook today?
Roger, we're gonna cook some spice brine little chickens and serve that with a celery seed white sauce, and then we're gonna char some broccoli and lemons and make a nice little side dish.
I just wanna know how we can get started so we can start playing.
Roger, we gotta light this burn barrel, get some hickory burning down the coals, and feed this pit. So what I like to do is get a fire going at the bottom below the rack, and then we can add wood to the top of it. So if you'll help me and just get the chimney going, I'm gonna put a base of some lump charcoal at the bottom. We'll get it going, add the hickory, feed the fire.
All right, Tuffy, it's magic hour right now. It's my favorite part of the day. It's time. Light it up. I'm going in.
When I first started cooking with barbecue, I thought I would cook with apple.
Yeah.
But I couldn't get a steady supply of it. I could get hickory all the time. That's what I learned how to cook with. We're doing a crosshatch, 4 rows across, 6 rows high.
When that wood inside the burn barrel starts catching, that is going to turn to coals and then fall through the grate. Then we're going to shovel the coals from down below and feed our pit.
These birds we're going to cook today, Roger, they're small, young birds, about 2.5 pounds each, and I brined them. My brine's got carrots, onions, celery, bay leaf, fresh thyme, flat leaf parsley, peppercorn, salt, and sugar. By soaking these chickens for 2 hours in this brine, it's bringing in some moisture, but lots of flavor.
All right, and I can't help but notice you got like a spice rub here and what looks to be like a compound butter. So compound butter is just basically taking a butter and mixing it with another ingredient.
This rub's got salt, it's got sugar, it's got some Greek oregano, some sumac.
And sumac is a flowering plant. It has a kind of tangy, sort of bitter, sour flavor.
So I took that rub and then I took some whole butter and made that compound butter. Only thing left to do is just to rub a little bit of butter all over them and hit them with the shaker of rub. When we cook this thing over the fire and that butter starts to melt, it's gonna make that skin golden and it's gonna crisp up and it's just gonna be really, really delicious.
All right, let's get these chickens over that fire, man. I think she'll be ready by now, yeah?
She's ready. Let's go. So, Roger, let's get some coals. We're going to put them underneath the hooks, and then we'll add some logs of hickory for some additional smoke.
All right. So we want to get enough of a coal bed down there so we're actually cooking the chickens, and they got to be directly under those S-hooks. So just got to be strategic about it. All right, man, well, that fire's kicking. Let's add some chicken.
So we're putting the legs down towards the heat, cook them for about 3 hours, then we'll flip them, put that breast a little closer to the fire, and crisp up that skin.
All right, so our chicken's hanging out over the heat here, but it's really important we got to keep that burn barrel going because we got to prep the sides, the veg and stuff for down on the grill there too, right?
That's right. We got to get that broccoli going and keep chunking wood in the burn barrel.
All right, let's keep it rocking.
Coming up, we paint these crave-worthy chickens until they're dripping with southern flavor.
It's interesting because we collect information from the landscape, from the story of the Aborigines, try to find our heritage.
Food in Our Time premieres 12th April on Discovery Asia.
at this.
This is a beautiful view.
I can't wait to live here.
This house is very unique. You can see my ship.
I can definitely see us living here, honey.
There is nothing better than a home where the breeze blows.
I really love this place.
Beach hunters. Premieres 7th April on Travel Channel.
Ever wondered where the food on your table came from? Meet the people with the green thumbs, the ones who harness the gift of nature. Witness their amazing journey of creating food. Food Producer, Thursdays on the Asian Food Network.
I'm at James River Cellars Winery here in Glen Allen, Virginia with my man, the legend, Mr. Tuffy Stone. Now, he's the genius behind this rig here. Now, these are 2.5-pound chickens.
So we brined them for 2 hours, Roger. Then we took and made a nice compound butter with some butter in the rub. We rubbed it on the outside of the skin, hit it with a little bit more of that rub.
Right now, we've been cooking for 3 hours over hickory. We want to make sure these birds cook evenly, right? So are these ready for a flip right about now?
They are. Let's do it. So we need to flip these, Roger, 180 degrees so that the breast is towards the fire.
These birds are gonna hang around here for another half hour or so. Then you're gonna rub it with that celery seed Alabama white sauce?
Yes, sir, just for you, because I know how much you like that Alabama white sauce.
Oh, my man right there. But in the meantime, we move some of those coals under that grate, and we're gonna do some broccoli. I love broccoli.
You know, we're just gonna season it really simply. We're gonna have some extra virgin olive oil, some kosher salt, some fresh cracked pepper. Take it to the grill. We'll let it cook about 3 minutes, and then we'll flip and cook it another 3 minutes on the other side.
One more little piece right here, and I left a little bit of space for some lemons. Man, I love doing lemons like this. This is one of my favorite things.
When you char them like that, it just sweetens it up a little bit, makes it not quite as tangy.
All right, so these looking like they're ready for a flip. They're getting a little bit of char.
It's looking so good, I might not be able to wait 3 minutes.
Man, them chickens are looking great right now, and I can't wait to get some of this mayonnaise-based white sauce on top of those. When that glazes over, it's gonna look like a donut. Alabama white sauce is made with mayonnaise, apple cider vinegar, and lemon juice. But Tuffy sneaks in some whole celery seeds for a surprising crunch and a pop of concentrated celery flavor. All right, Tuffy, let's finish this up, man, because the sooner we get these chickens up, the sooner we get to eat. All right, let's get this going, man.
Let's do it.
So this broccoli dish comes together really quickly. You just platter up that charred broccoli, squeeze some of that charred lemon on there for a little bit of tang. I'm just gonna siphon out some of this fresh basil and fresh tarragon. What are you doing to the chicken over here?
Just cutting them in half, Chef.
We're gonna add a little bit of spiced walnuts and a little bit more of that Alabama white sauce. Yo, y'all ready? Yeah! Come on up. Here you go, boss. There you go.
Thank you.
Man, that's one gorgeous looking plate right there. See that chicken just glistening from that white sauce? I can't wait to dig into this plate. Oof, that chicken, man, it's just smelling amazing. Yo, that chicken right there has got so much flavor. You know what's great? I can taste the compound butter. I get the sumac. I get that Alabama white sauce going on there. Perfectly seasoned and perfectly balanced. I gotta dig into this broccoli. I never had broccoli that's so sweet like that before. It has a char, but it's not overcharred where it's bitter. And the tarragon, I love tarragon. That is genius in there.
Well, you know, a friend of mine, he cooked that broccoli perfectly.
Good friend, you should keep him around.
I know. What are you doing next week?
Thank you so much, Tuffy, man, for sharing your passion for what you do here. I really appreciate it, my brother.
My pleasure. Thank you for coming to Virginia and visiting.
Roti jala and chicken curry. I can't wait to share this recipe with you guys today because it's super simple. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to heat up my little cast iron pot here. So to this pot, I'm just gonna add in some oil. So I'm using vegetable oil here. And to this, I'm gonna add in my cinnamon stick, my cloves, my star anise, as well as my cardamom pods. So I'm using maybe about 2 stalks of curry leaves here. Okay, so once that is kind of bubbling away, we can add in our blended items. Okay, so here I have my blended onions, garlic, as well as ginger that goes right in. Okay, so it's starting to kind of caramelize around the edges now. Now it's time to add in our curry powder. So we're gonna add our curry powder straight in, and then we're gonna give that a quick stir. And if it's a little bit dry, just add in some water. Now you wanna kind of cook down your curry powder until the oil kind of absorbs all of that curry flavor and starts turning into this bright red. Okay, so at this point, I'm gonna add in my chicken. So that goes straight in. And then I'm gonna season this with some salt. And then you wanna just mix that around a little bit. Oh, it smells so good. So once that's all covered up, what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna add in some water. We wanna add in water to cover just a little bit of the chicken. I'm going to add in the coconut milk, and then to that I'm gonna add in my carrots. And over here I have my potatoes, so that goes in. So you just wanna give that a good mix. And then we're also going to season this with a little bit of sugar. A little bit of soy sauce goes in. And then you just want to kind of mix that around. So this is kind of bubbling away. It's looking absolutely delicious. The chicken is starting to cook through. Okay, so we're just going to cover this up, and then I'm going to reduce the temperature. Get yourself a nice big bowl because we're going to make the batter now. So here I have a mixture of rice flour as well as tapioca flour. I'm adding this straight into my bowl, and to this I'm going to crack in 2 eggs. I'm also going to add in some turmeric. So here I had some powdered turmeric. And then we're also going to season this with a little bit of salt. And then I'm just going to kind of mix this up a little bit. So we're just going to gently whisk it. So I'm looking for a very runny kind of pancake mixture. So to this I'm going to add in my coconut milk right in. So we just want to kind of beat this up until there are no more lumps. I'm going to add in a little bit of oil into my batter here just to help with the non-stick, obviously. So you can just get yourself some baking paper here. I'm just going to fold it in half and make a cone. So once you make a cone like that, get yourself a stapler and just kind of secure your cone. And basically, there you have it. You have your vessel on making your pancake. Just get your mixture. Put it in, and then you just slide it in. It's super cool, and it cooks really quickly. And then you can make circles, you can make whatever shapes you want, but essentially you just want to make sure that all the sides are all joined together. And then it literally takes a couple of seconds to kind of cook through, and once it cooks through, it kind of like lifts off from the pan. And there you have it, guys. Look how pretty that is. So you get your roti jala, and what you want to do is you want to fold the sides and then just kind of roll it up like so. Tuck in all the excess bits of roti jala that are kind of sticking out. Okay. So we just want to take some of the chicken, and then a bit of the carrots and the potatoes go in. Yummy. So there you have it, guys. So you have your really nice long big pile of roti jala with your chicken curry that you make from scratch. How easy was that? So this is me, Ili Sulaiman, signing off, and here is my roti jala. Thank you. Bye.
Hi foodies, welcome back to my kitchen with me, Yuda Bustara, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make firecracker meatballs or bakso mercon. Let's get cooking. There are two types of bakso mercon, the soup and the dry one. And today I'm gonna make the dry one. So the first thing we need to do is to make meatballs. You can always use frozen meatballs, but I'm gonna show you how to make it. It's very easy. So you just plug everything into the blender. First, I'm gonna put mincemeat. And I have tapioca flour here. And some flour. 1 garlic. Don't forget salt and pepper. And lastly, the important things, and I learned this from the hawker meatball seller, they always put 1 cube of ice to help moisten the meatball so they don't overmix and toughen up. Okay, it's well mixed, do not overmix. And now it's ready to be shaped and boiled. Okay, my water is ready. There are many ways to shape the balls. You can use ice cream scoop or the Indonesian way, using your hands. Make sure you are cleaning your hands and dip it in the water. Take some of the meatballs dough, okay, and press it like this. With one hand, you can press them into a bowl. With another spoon, you scoop them and put it in the water. And now the meatball is ready. Now we turn off the heat and get ready for the sambal. To make the sambal, I'm just gonna use food processor, put them inside and blend well, and then we saute a little bit. First, I'm gonna put curly chilies and 40 cayenne peppers. I mean like really 40. When you say firecracker, it has to be really spicy. Add some garlic for flavor and chicken powder. You can also put salt and pepper. It doesn't have to be fine as long as it crushed. Now it's ready to be sauteed. I know it looks like very spicy, but for Indonesian, when you say firecracker, it has to be spicy. If you don't like spicy, you can use curly chilies instead. Whew. So spicy and smells so spicy as well. So when it smells cooked, now you just need to add some more sauce. I'm gonna put tomato and chili sauce. Okay, when the sauce in, now turn off the heat and you combine the meatballs and the sambal. Firecrackers, meatballs, or bakso mercon. Remember, you can use fish or chicken instead of meat for the meatballs. This is so spicy, but Indonesian loves spicy. Happy cooking, everybody!